I would just suggest you that walk, do your breathing exercises, connect to your baby, speak to your baby for 5 to 10 minutes every day, do your upper limb strength exercises, and of course manifest everything good and keep your mental health above everything else. Physical health is secondary. In pregnancy, mental health is everything.
I think this brings to a very interesting topic of course depression during pregnancy, but even after, which we call as postpartum depression, which is very common. Do you think it's on a rise?
It is on a rise. No, it was always there, but now it is noticed. Now people are aware that okay, this is what is happening to me. पहले भी होता था, but they were just dismissed saying कि तू पागल हो रही है.
Okay. Actually पहले तो उतना value मतलब इतना फोकस नहीं करते थे मेंटल हेल्थ पे,
और वो that women wouldn't even have a voice.
करेक्ट.
अगर मुझे डिप्रेस फील हो भी रहा है,
किसको बताएंगे?
किसको बताऊं?
करेक्ट.
किसको कहाँ बताने जाएगी वो कि मुझे क्या हो रहा है? They're not allowed to talk. They were not allowed to meet their husbands, I think, for 1-2 months and all that. So बहुत सारी चीजें हैं इंडिया में.
Okay. Can you throw some light on these? Are these practices in urban India or rural India?
Rural India.
तो थोड़ा बताएं इसके बारे में.
So obviously the Java period उसी के लिए होता है कि the pregnant lady is sent to her mother's house and she's kept in a confined space. She's not allowed to meet people. She's not allowed to go down. So 40 days you are not allowed to go down. You're not allowed to go outside your house, which I believe is a ritual that had started because maybe that is because the woman is at the risk of infection.
Correct.
Her immunity is low. But people don't understand that if I keep you confined in one room for 24 hours, how will that feel?
Exactly.
If I keep you confined for 24 hours with only dal and khichdi and hot water, how will that feel?
Exactly.
जेल के कैदी जैसा उसका ये बना देते हैं और फिर बोलते हो कि ये तो रोती रहती है. क्यों रो रही है वो? You look at what you are doing. What are you giving her? She is tired. Her body is paining. Cesarean stitches are one thing. The body weakness is crazy. She has to 24/7 feed the baby, pick up the baby. She's not able to figure out what the baby wants, and the maternal instincts drive you crazy at another level. Or every time the baby cries, you feel like crying that, oh my god, something I did wrong that she's crying. Because the people make you believe that.
The people blame you for everything that goes wrong with the baby.
तूने मिर्ची खाई ना, बच्चा रो रहा है. तूने ये खाया ना, बच्चा रो रहा है. तूने ऐसा किया ना, बच्चा रो रहा है. Exactly. So the mother is made to believe that whatever, and this is now I'm talking about newborns. Once even the baby is older or even a toddler, every damn thing that happens to the baby, तूने ध्यान नहीं दिया होगा. The mother is to be blamed for each and everything.
Exactly. And all of this then leads to a depressive mind, which we then call as postpartum depression.
But I think it mainly roots, because I personally felt it now also, it mainly roots to if you're not able to vent out, if you're not able to vocalize what you feel to your spouse or to anyone, then that is what triggers everything.
Okay.
आपने बोल दिया, बता दिया, बात खत्म. It's gone.
Okay.
But if you keep holding it inside yourself, then it just gets accumulated and one day there is a bomb blast and people think, oh, कितना रो रही है, कितनी पागल हो रही है. अकेले तूने बच्चा पैदा किया कि हमने भी किए थे, इतना क्या रोने की बात.
Correct. So in this entire state, what do you think is the importance or contribution of the father?
So the fathers, like I said, listen. Don't do anything. सिर्फ जो बोल रही है ना वो सुनो. She doesn't want your suggestion. Don't cut her conversations. At least let her speak. I've seen so many husbands, even before she starts speaking, अरे तू क्या हर वक्त उसी चीज पे रोती रहती. पहले सुन तो लो. उसको नहीं रोना है. तुम सुन तो लो वो बोलना क्या चाहती है. Let her just voice what she's feeling. Let her just remove it from her system.
Exactly.
At that point of time, you may be her punch bag, but please be one. Let her just remove her frustration.
Exactly.
Don't give her any opinion, nothing. Just acha, okay. That much also will be more than enough for her.
Exactly. I think also another problem is that they want to be of the solution mindset.
Yeah.
They want to help, so they start thinking of solutions. Even when the wife is speaking and giving her concerns out loud, speaking it out loud, they're in the solution mindset. But at that time, I don't think the woman wants the solution.
Exactly.
Because most of the times, it's going to be a very common solution, will be a logical solution.
And she knows the solution.
Yeah.
She just wants sympathy at that point of time, genuinely.
Correct.
Genuinely, every woman wants to be pampered in pregnancy. It comes from a very basic insecurity. In fact, even I had it, and there's no shame in saying that. And the day I was going to deliver, I remember telling my husband that, you will not forget me after delivery, I will still be the first important person for you. I remember I had tears in my eyes and I was asking, pagal ho gayi? Tu kya bol rahi hai? But it is, I don't know, it is a feeling which I think women goes through, that maybe now the focus will shift from me to someone else.
Exactly. I think also the focus, but also because women change so much bodily.
Yeah.
There is tremendous change.
Yeah.
The way you look.
So I think that every husband should understand.
Correct.
That she sees herself through your eyes.
Correct. For those initial 40, 60 days.
I think forever. I'm 5.5 months postpartum, but I'm still not confident. I'll always, am I looking okay? Just say yes. What's the big deal?
Correct.
She's always going to see herself through your eyes. If he's saying I'm looking good, I'm looking good.
Yeah.
She doesn't need validation from anybody else.
Correct.
So I think if you are going to tell her that कैसे बाल हो गए हैं, कैसी skin हो गई है, कैसे breakouts हो रहे हैं, फिर breakout हो रहा है. Trust me, she will start crying.
Exactly.
So just be a little gentle with your words.
Yeah.
She might be a little cranky. She might become a little chidchidi. She might, shout at you for little things that you're doing with the baby, because it's just a maternal instinct that kicks in के कुछ harm ना हो जाए उसको. और husbands को ऐसा लगता है that she's trying to overpower me. My child also, I also know what to do. But just try to understand that this is a shift of hormones that is happening. And if in this time you break the intimacy, which I think one mistake many husbands do, they break the intimacy. They don't want to be intimate with their wives. They don't want to, just basic hugging also. So underrated. But, women start feeling that he's not even hugging me. It's been 5-6 months. Maybe I've become too fat. Maybe I'm looking that bad now that he doesn't even want to look at me.
Exactly.
So it is such a simple gesture. But just do it for the sake, when you come home and you come and play with the baby, you give the baby a peck. Give your wife also one.
Correct.
That she also feels that, okay, I am also still his old wife and not, just his child's mother.
Correct. Exactly. I think that because the entire 9 months you were someone and you keep struggling to become something because the elders of the family keep saying, and even after that their suggestions, their opinions do not change. They'll in fact keep on growing.
Correct.
Do this for the child, do that for the child. So everything is now about the child. So if you were to tell, say, the fathers to be, because I really feel there's everything around the woman. There's every information, misinformation, opinion is all given to women. But I think today's men are equally confused. They want to participate, but they don't know how to participate. So if during pregnancy and postpartum, the three things you can tell that y'all should do this, like a starting block on how they can show that they're equally interested in the whole phase, what would that be?
First, in pregnancy, I would say, first, eat healthy with her. Don't make her feel कि तुझे अकेले को ये सब खाना है. मैं तो जो चाहे खा सकता हूँ. You are pregnant, I am not. You also switch to eating whatever she is eating. Help her in that. You also start moving around or walking or exercising with her so that she does not feel that ये मैं अकेले क्यों कर रही हूँ. Make it a group activity. Have fun.
Very true.
In Garbha Sanskar, I always include one activity, which is playing board games or any kind of games with your husband before bed. Now, why is that? Because games like chess or something, they help in brain development. Sudoku, Scrabble. 5-10 minutes play with your wife. She will also feel you've given her quality time. And you are actually bonding with the baby and improving the right brain and focus of the baby. Correct. So win-win situation. So you can play with your wife. You can go for a little exercise. Have something healthy. Once in a week, at least take her down for a walk or a coffee. She will love it.
Interesting. And similar things during postpartum as well?
Postpartum, I think even more. If she's eating khichdi and dalia, don't feast around with her.
Correct.
That's no. Second thing, make sure when she's breastfeeding, you're bringing her a glass of water. You feel very thirsty while breastfeeding. Such a simple gesture, but she will really love it that when you're breastfeeding, you're offering her water or some light snacks, because when you breastfeed, you feel very hungry, you feel very thirsty.
Correct.
Thirdly, If you feel she's staying up whole night and she's breastfeeding, at least help her with diaper changes or burping the baby. That is some basic chores that you will do. She will appreciate it. Even simple diaper changing, or waking up a little bit early than her and play with the baby till she gets ready with the daily routine, and then feed the baby. You are handling the baby. So much you can do.
Thank you for being a part of the Body Talk. If you found this episode insightful, don't forget to subscribe for more such interesting conversations. Also, keep listening to your body because it does talk. Thank you.